Welcome everybody. I'm Robert, and I got Harry here with me. He says hello.
Oh, he's even waving
And
at everybody.
yeah, I got Double D in here with me. I'll go ahead and put him in the background and show you guys what I'll be working with today. I've got a piece of ash. It's roughly 10 1/4 inches in diameter and just under 2 inches thick. And the vote on my community page was to do centrifugal spray paint stuff. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to do somewhat of a chunky bowl, I guess, because the rim will be 2.5 inches, or just depends on how the paint looks once I'm done. But I'm going to go ahead and start shaping that. If you want to run through who's in the chat, Double D.
I certainly can. And first off, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. So, in the chat, we have Chris, Spinning Wood Dodger, Mark Pritchard, Wood Wizardry by Colin, Gerard the French Turner. We have Lawrence Bugasia, Richard Phelan, Martin with Four King Owls. Lots of chat to scroll through, so bear with me. James with Design and Make. Barry Fisher with BF Turning. Wood Turning by Barry. Rob with Copper Owl Wood Turning. Rob with, oh, sorry, just said Rob with Copper Owl Turning, Wood Turning. Vicky Jenkinson. Bill Ellis. John S. Casting. And I think that's it. If I missed anyone, I certainly do apologize. So good morning, everybody.
Just going to true up the outside diameter here real quick so I know what final diameter I'm working with.
Vicky says she cannot hear you, so you might check your volume. Sid's Repurposing has also joined. Hi, Sid.
Is anyone else having trouble hearing?
Scott Tague has also joined. Hello, hello. I'm not. I mean, I'm hearing you just fine, but I'm not listening to you through YouTube, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Please let us know in the chat if anybody's having any difficulties hearing anybody. Bill said it is very faint. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that you're really, really quiet.
Is this any better?
Doug Miller has just joined.
Let me check and see.
Clive Rogerson has also joined. Greetings. Okay, Rob with Copper Owl says yes. Bill says yes.
All right, let's see.
Steve Twidell can't hear anybody that's not on the YouTube talking. So, pull your fingers out of your ears and read, Steve. Vicky says barely better, but other people are saying better too, so.
Let's see if I can figure out why. Sorry, guys. I don't know why things seem to change every so often. Let's see.
Andy Best has joined.
Welcome, Andy.
Sorry, everybody. We're just checking Hodge's microphone to make sure everybody can hear okay.
Yeah.
Wood Turning by Barry says sounds fine to him, so it must be getting better. Archie Monty has joined. Hello, Archie.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do here since I'm not using StreamYard anymore. Let's see if I can go here.
Malcolm Douglas has joined.
Welcome, Malcolm.
Everybody hearing okay now?
Maybe I just need to scream. Let's
Because you're definitely on your microphone, not on a camera. So that's, I mean, I can definitely tell that you're close to your mic. I just don't know why it's a little quieter.
Okay. Let's see if I can. Is this any better? Like if it's without my face shield up?
Let's see what they say. I mean, obviously you sound clearer now to me too, but Steve says he thinks it's because your shield. And Steve says I'm just really loud, so that's fine. Everybody says yes, so
I'm
it's the
gonna
shield.
switch to some protective eyewear instead. I'm not really concerned. This is dry wood that's stable, so I'm not concerned about anything flying off.
Putting on some safety goggles.
Yeah. Clean them off a bit.
What? You keep them in your dusty shop?
All right, let's get back to turning.
All right, and if everybody's happy that Hodge is going to be wearing eye goggles and safety, exhibiting safety, make sure and mash that thumbs
I'm
up.
going to be getting chips in my mouth, but Harry wouldn't be too upset with that, I guess.
If Harry can do it, you can do it.
Let's switch to the
Rob with Copper Owl Woodturning says he needs to see the chips, so. Steve T says, put Harry on your head. He'll protect you. Super Harry.
I'm just going to go with kind of a plain curve here on the bottom. To move the tailstock out of the way real quick. Maybe not that quick. It's like fully extended. All right.
Rob says maybe Harry was trying to sabotage you with the microphone. Vicky says she hears the turning way too loud, and I barely hear the turning. But then again, you and I are talking through Skype, so if OBS is picking up through a different microphone there, that's
my guess is that OBS is picking up a different audio. Yeah, I'm thinking it's using a webcam audio for some reason. Let me try and see if I can go and cancel all of those.
Be nice if you could just mute every mic except one or lock it into just one.
Yeah, I mean, that's what
and keep that setting forever.
Seems like things always just change. Like right now, for some reason, I'm not able to click on stuff. Weird. Oh, I see why.
And Vicky says that her granddaughter Jamie is there. Hello, Jamie. Good choice again the other week on the finish that Hodge did on the maracas. Chris Dodds has joined from Australia.
Welcome, Chris.
Oh, you got an ant on your ash.
Oh, do I? Oh,
it's crawling right on top of it.
There's some flying bug.
So while Hodge is messing with that, what is everybody working on this weekend? I will tell you, in case anybody wonders, I'm working on a shop build. Just if anybody didn't know. So that's my plans for the weekend. What are you guys doing?
You still there, Double D? Okay.
Yep, I'm here. Doug Miller, that sounds a lot of fun. Doug's doing taxes.
I don't know.
Bill is rotor-tilling his daughter's
Let me know
garden.
if this is any different as far as the noise from the tool.
And Adam is turned in. Tommy's workshop is in. Hello. Rob with Copper Out Woodturning is getting the chainsaw out. Steve T is remodeling the Creator van. Rob says it's good. Bill Ellis says it's better. Mark Pritchard is just turning every day. That sounds terrible. Vicky says it's perfect now. So, looks like we're good.
Yeah, for some reason, one of the cameras on my computer was no longer disabled.
And Blair with Good Turn Daily has joined. Greetings, Blair. Tommy's workshop is fishing this weekend.
So I'm just getting kind of a general curve here. I'm going to put a tin in here, which I've kind of got started, but have to shape or size properly.
Malcolm Douglas is making oak bookends with rugby balls in the angles for a Welsh rugby fan. That sounds pretty cool, Malcolm.
Should have shaved before this live. I'm getting shavings in my beard, I think.
Colin says he might turn a square-edged oak bowl. I did my six-sided bowl. That's the only bowl I've done that had anything like that on it, so I need to do more of those. Steve says, I've just realized Hodge sounds like Principal Skinner from The Simpsons.
Do I?
I guess.
I'll have to go check that out.
Have to go. Yeah, I have to go listen to him now. Rob needs to build a bench for his sister-in-law. You don't let her sit on the regular chairs when she comes over, Rob? Haha.
Alright, so I've got the basic shape. There's still a few lines that I'd like to get a cleaner cut on, so I do less sanding.
Oh, now Steve's recanting. He says, not Principal Skinner. Sounds like Reverend Timothy Lovejoy.
I haven't watched The Simpsons in years, so I'd have to go watch another episode.
Right. Rob with Copper Out Woodturning says those are really nice cuts you're making.
Thank you, Rob.
Doug Miller said he saw a new take on the square bowl. May give it a try when done with all the fun stuff.
So, do a little bit of shear cutting here to get rid of this little lump.
Rob with Copper Out Woodturning wants to do who does Harry's voice. Well, Harry does Harry's voice, doesn't he? I mean, he's just camera shy on the lives.
Yeah. That's his own voice. But it does sound a lot like...
Martin, Woody's Creation, says hi.
But
He's in.
surprisingly, Harry does sound a lot like I do when I speed up my voice by 135%. But I think that's just coincidental.
Definitely coincidental.
A little bit more shear cutting here.
Chris Dodd says he's making a tooth fairy box for his grandson, and he's looking forward to losing his teeth.
All right.
I don't know a lot of people who are looking forward to that, but maybe he just wants some money and figures that's an easy way to do it.
I'll use my little pyramid point tool to define the tenon. This is probably like the easiest tool that you could make yourself. If you just buy some round tool steel and then grind 3 sides. You can use a nut. If you put a nut on and tap it with like a set screw, and then you just grind it on 3 opposite sides of the hex nut.
Cool. Vicky says, I'm probably the only one here who's never watched The Simpsons. I will tell you, or The Simpsons, I was not allowed to watch them growing up because of the household I was raised in, and I think I've seen like 2 episodes ever in my life. So
That's crazy. I know there's people that some of my friends couldn't watch it either. My parents, I remember watching Showgirls together, which was a little bit odd. You know,
that's like
Jesse
really
Spano
awkward.
from Saved by the Bell.
Uh,
I'm just gonna bring up my dust collector thingy here and do some sanding. So turn the lead speed
James
down.
James with Design to Make says, having Harry as part of your channel is great. It adds so much character.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Steve T says, I have 752 children. The Simpsons are on a permanent rerun. Yeah, Steve, those kids you work with are awesome. They have so much fun with the projects that you take in for them. So I loved watching that video you shared through the Banana Bunch. Very heartwarming. Do you find that bounces a lot more depending on the angle you hold it at, or is it just because of the wood?
Yeah, it's usually to do with the angle, but like, and there's been some debate recent, or not. I don't know if it's been debate, but I heard some people talking about how they sand because I was watching this demo on Conker's, Kirsty Dalton, and she was sanding the way I do, where if the wood's going in this direction, I'd want the sandpaper where I'm making contact to be going in the opposite direction. Like an inertia sander would be doing the opposite of the way I'd want to do it. So in this case, I'd put the drill, try to do it slowly, but rotating in that direction while it's going this way, and I'd be making contact to where they're going in opposite ways. That just seems to work better than me, but I think other people might be doing it opposite, where they're going in the same direction.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Maybe it's just some miscommunication. But here,
Martin asks,
I'm going to go ahead and reverse the lathe because with it being ash, when I rub my hand the opposite way I was sanding, I can feel a little bit fiber sticking up, so I'm going to sand in the opposite direction now.
Martin at Woody's Creation says, if you shaved Harry, what would you call him then? I don't think his name would change just because he didn't have any hair, right?
No, still be Harry, just, you know.
It'd be weird.
I've never seen a shaved beaver before. Alright, there's a little bit of tear out down here, but if I finish the bottom, I can probably get rid of that then. Do a little...
Rob with Copper Owl Woodturning says, I've tried alternating forward reverse between grits. I've done that as well with my lathe and just reversed between grits. Vicky says, Daniel, you're still Daniel. Yeah, I lost all my hair and I stayed my same. So I'm sure it would be the same with Harry.
All right, I'm gonna go up to the next grit, which will be 180.
And for those of you who are wondering, yes, I did used to have hair. When I got married, I had long hair that was down past my shoulder blades. Not quite as long as Tim over at Bad Apple Woodworks, but I had long hair. I like the fact that your dust collector is so, I say so quiet, but I mean it just doesn't interfere
Yeah,
with anything and you can have it
the
running.
noise cancellation stuff's pretty cool.
Yeah. What you need to do is do a really thorough cleaning of your shop and then see how much of an impact it makes.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice idea.
Yeah, in theory. In theory, that's grand, but then, well, I mean, you got kids, you can pay them like each $5. I mean, you've given them both free lathe lessons, right?
What was that?
You've given them free lathe lessons, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, so they owe you. Terry with TJ Turning has jumped in. Hi, Terry.
Welcome, Terry.
Rob says put Harry to work. I agree. I'm surprised he hasn't just chewed up all the chips that are laying around. Too small. Needs to put them in dime bags and sell them on the street. Your sandpaper just fell off.
Oh, I'm glad you caught that. Yeah, the
Yeah.
actual, the whole Velcro part tore off. It's the thing
Wow.
I don't like about these little foam thingies.
That's one thing I did is I have like 6 of those, so I'm going to put a piece of grit on each one, so I'm pulling the pieces off less frequently. And so I'll have one of those pieces every time so I'll just switch those out for each sand grit. Bill says that Harry was already in jail this week.
Yeah, he was trying to chew on some wood in the national forest.
How dare he?
And then if he sees, a week later he's out doing graffiti, so I guess he hadn't learned his lesson.
Yeah, he's just gone bad ever since, he needs to find a new girlfriend.
Ever
That'll
since
help maybe.
stealing the wood for the YTCCC challenge in April.
Yeah, Rob Brandt, that Rob Brandt fella, he's a bad influence. Steve T says that Hodge could sell beaver clippings for inlay material.
What about inlay material? Oh, beaver
That you could
clippings?
sell beaver clippings for inlay material.
Maybe. Probably smell pretty bad. Harry's been collecting cat hair to do it for a resin inlay at some point.
Meow, that's awesome. Fred Gilliver has joined. Hi, Fred.
All
Welcome.
right, we'll do one last grit and then go with sanding sealer and then abrasive paste and finish the outside before we do the painting.
Mark Pritchard has to jump off for lunch. Have a great rest of your day, Mark. Thanks for coming by.
All right. Say that's good for now.
Got some nice chatoyance in that.
Just blow out some of the dust. Apologize if this gets loud. All right.
And Bonnie with Adams Artistries has joined. Greetings,
Welcome,
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Glad you're doing well.
I'm just going to use some myelin sanding sealer that I've thinned down.
So here's a question for the chat, just based off of all the talk of cats. What do you call a pile of kittens? While people are thinking about that, Lawrence Bugasia asks how many revs per minute the drill does.
Let's see if it says 1400 is the max, and it's kind of like a pressure sensitive trigger, which, I mean, it's fairly, you can do it pretty, like I was doing earlier, you can go pretty slow if you want. So that's the coat of sanding sealer.
Bill Ellis says speed bumps in response to my, what do you call a pile of kittens? No, that's not the answer I was looking for. Chris says a litter of kittens. No, it's a meowton.
I don't get it.
Okay. Bill says boo.
Just doing a quick pass with the heat gun to hopefully speed up the drying of this thing. It feels fairly dry already. Give it a few more seconds. Vicky doesn't get it either.
Well, I just typed in exactly how it's spelled. Sure, the French church gave me a thumbs down. Awesome.
All right, now I'm going to use Axe abrasive paste, which if you want to give it a try, you can go down to my description below, and I've got a 10% off coupon.
And Rural Life with the Rosses has joined. Greetings.
Welcome, Rural Life.
Gerard, I'm going to say that I'm a little bit sad that you gave someone with the exact same surname as you with a thumbs down, but, you know, it's not a great joke. It just made me smile. Bonnie tells me not to quit my day job. No, I'm not going to quit my day job, Bonnie, I promise. I've got bills to pay, and those jokes don't pay the bills. So yeah, if anybody needs abrasive paste and the polish from Axe, like Hodge said, he does have that 10% off discount code, so take a look at that.
Very cool, Rob. I'm sure they appreciate it. Turn the speed up a little more. For you guys that I don't know, there's been some updates recently through the American Association of Woodturners. I don't know if any of you guys watched the virtual symposium last year, but they're having that again this year. I think in the middle of July. It's like $45 for 12 demos. I know Stuart Batty's one of them who will be doing like his 40-40 grind, so that should be interesting. And I think if you're in a time zone that doesn't make it very convenient, I think it's still available like a week or 2 weeks after it broadcasts to watch again.
Steve T says he's got to go. He's got some driving to do, and the Irish police don't like drivers using autopilot. So, yeah, they're weird like that, Steve. But thanks for stopping by, and have a good one.
I don't know, Colin. I've never used Yorkshire grit, but this seems to do the job. I can see a reflection of the paper towel in my fingers at the moment. I guess you don't see it on camera, but so that's one coat. There's a bit of paper towel stuck here in the middle where there's that tear out, but I'll get rid of that when I clean off the foot.
I really like that chatoyance in that piece.
Yeah.
It won't be there for long.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be there. It just won't be seen for long.
I'm not. The bottom will be left natural. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm only gonna do the rim. Well, I'm gonna do the whole front, and then cut a little shallow bowl, and leave that natural as well. Now I'm putting on the restoring polish.
Yeah, that's one thing. Their polish does shine it up really nicely.
I forget. I'm not a huge painter on wood turn stuff, so. And I always hear this question in other lives, but what's the steps? You use sanding sealer before paint, I think, like it's as a primer. If somebody can confirm that, I know Doug does a lot of painting. Doug Miller.
Yep. I'll see what he pops in here. I know I had a chat with Mark Beckett about it too, so I'm trying to see if I can pull that up as well.
I think you use the sanding sealer as a primer. And then if you're doing stains, you don't do any of that stuff since you want it to go into the wood. Yeah, I see Doug said yes.
Yep.
All right then.
Okay, so Mark had indicated in chat, turn, sand, stain, seal, wax, or turn, sand, seal, paint, and wax.
Right. So, turn the speed up a bit, get the last bit off the bottom here. Alright, so that's that. You can kind of see some chatoyance going on.
Yeah, I love that.
And I'll go ahead and take that off the worm screw. Tool rest out of the way.
Yeah, Bill says that Todd used Yorkshire Grit and Brad just right. Yeah, he uses actually a combination on a lot of his stuff that he'll do like Axe and then Yorkshire Grit and then Brad's and then Yorkshire Grit Microfine, and then he'll go back and do 3 or 4 different finishes as well. So just keep in mind, of course, the abrasive paste is not a finish, but he does a lot of fun stuff, and he likes to try out new things to see what different techniques will work for his projects. So
see how that's running. It's running pretty true. Don't see too much out of balance or anything. The rim's not completely flat at the moment, so we'll get that trued up. So I think on this, I don't really want it to be completely flat, but I want it to be kind of sloped inwards, but still allow for it to like have the paint spin around, which I think you could probably have it pretty steep of an angle and still have the paint spin as long as you go fast enough.
yeah.
So I'll go ahead and turn the face flat on the rim.
Rural Life with the Rasa says it already. It looks very nice already.
Yeah, hopefully the paint doesn't screw it up.
No, the paint shouldn't get on the back at all.
No, I mean just screw up the entire look.
Oh.
Turn up the speed a little bit.
Martin with Woody's Creations is stepping out. Have a great rest of your weekend, Martin.
Guess I want to make sure this outer bit of the rim that I'm going to be leaving is completely flat for the paint to adhere to. And I guess I'll give it a sand if I need to like 120 or round over the rim a little bit here. Okay, so that seems good to me. Just get rid of the stuff in the middle in case that messes with the paint. All right.
Doug suggests sanding to 240.
All right, I'll do that. It's fairly clean, so I think I can start at 120 or 180. Let's do 120. Should go quick. Turn the dust collector back on.
And you don't use a lot of pressure with that either, do
No,
you?
not too much.
That's one thing I struggled with when I first started, was figuring out how much pressure to use when sanding. Because I would always just push as hard as I could for a lot of times just to get it through as quick as possible. But I have always found that just a light pressure and taking longer does a much better finish than more pressure and trying to get through it faster. A little bit of tear out.
Yeah, I think maybe it was from the original, like I didn't go deep enough. I'm gonna go ahead
Okay.
and get rid of that because that should probably mess with the paint as it flows out.
I just love watching it when people are turning and you can just see the line right where the tool's cutting all the way around. It's very relaxing for me.
A little bit more.
You already have white paint on your dust collector scoop?
That's a part of a sticker.
Okay.
The price tag or whatever, barcode.
Yeah. Archie Monty's waiting to see the paint hit the fan. Just a touch more, maybe. But yeah, I know that, like I said, for me, when I was first starting out, it was just a struggle to get that right amount of pressure. You know, kind of like you first starting out with your traditional tools, just figuring out exactly how to ride that bevel and stuff like that. And once you do, it just makes a world of difference.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty much all gone. I think where the tear out is, I'll be turning that away anyways. All right, get back to sanding. Go to All right, so this is 240.
Old Faithful, his joint, says, hi, there's some nice grain in that. Almost ashamed to paint it. Well, the good thing, Old Faithful, is that only a part of this will end up being painted when Hodge is done.
Yep.
The backside is still all natural with some really nice chatoyance in it. So it's just going to be what the rim is going to be the only part that's really painted, Hodge?
Yeah, and I think I might, the rim might be only about this wide, 2.5 inches maybe. So I'm gonna put on my custom spray booth box that I designed this morning. I have to take off the wood first to get it on there better. Move this out of the way. Gotta move the dust collector bit out of the way.
It's a good thing you're an engineer so that you could design a spray booth box for your lathe.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
That college education is paying off big time.
Yep. See there?
That is some high quality cardboard.
Now this part would be a lot easier if it was see-through, because now I guess I can watch the camera kind of. There we go. All right. All right then. So I think I'm going to do a base coat of black and then let that dry. Well, I guess you're not supposed to let it dry. And then I've got a few colors that aren't too weird. I think I'm going to go with black, gold, and then this kind of silvery bronze color.
Because those all look expensive. It's because some of them are shiny. Doug asks if you're doing sealer first.
Oh yeah, damn. Now I gotta. All right, I'll put it on with the box in place, I guess.
I was gonna say you should be able to reach it still.
Yeah.
You gonna DNA it first to get any dust off of it, or just go straight to sealer? Gerard wants to know if you're gonna patent this box.
I was thinking about it, but I've had to deal with patent lawyers in my real job before. It's just kind of a pain.
So you're gonna put the plans for the box out on share, open market for anybody to use?
Yeah, I suppose so. I can get Harry to draw something up.
Yeah, Clive's wanting to know if design blueprints are available, so sounds like it could be a big opportunity for Harry to have another side gig.
Yeah. All right, so there's a coat of sanding sealer. I get the heat gun. Turn the speed down. Turn it. That light make it. Yeah, it's too bright.
It washes it out a bit, so I'm thinking like what you could do is spray the back of that box white at some point. That might help.
Yeah, already on to revision 2.
Yeah, see? Already upgrades.
And then I was considering how I'm going to take off this piece after I'm done. I might just have to tear the box apart.
Well, if you're going to do a revision 2, you might as well,
Make it hinged.
just do the... Yeah. Old Faithful. Perhaps you could sell them. Not sure how you'd package it, though. I'd say put it in a box. Bill Ellis says patent it, and someone will use a different box to jump the patent.
Yep. All right. Well, let's go with the black spray paint now.
I think Rob with Copperell Woodturning just nailed your plans. It's literally get a box, cut a hole in the box. And Terry with TJ Turning has to go. Thanks for coming by, Terry. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, my friend. Adam says he doesn't think you can patent a cardboard box. But you're not patenting the box. You're patenting the design of the paint spray booth for a lathe, which just happens to be made out of the cardboard box. I don't know. It's semantics.
All right. So there's... do a little... Obviously, with this being ash, the grain is kind of deep, so I can see some spots where It doesn't completely go in the grain.
It's kind of weird because as it was spinning, I mean, even sitting there, it looks like the wood is showing through, but it's just the reflection of the yellow and stuff in it that makes it look like the wood is showing
I
through.
see what you're talking about on the camera. Go back to the hot air gun again. Oh wait, you don't want it to be hot. So I think the way it works better is if it's wet, it allows it to move better, I think. So I'm going to turn up the speed. I guess I should not go in reverse, just in case it wants to fly off.
Gerard says, as an idea, cut the middle, stick it together with Velcro, so you could pull it apart pretty quickly to go from there.
It's ash copper. So I guess I'm going to start with this bronzy silver, just because I have more of it, and we'll go from there. You can see the line on the box. It's doing its job perfectly.
You still have your dust collector on?
No, not yet. I think I should probably
I
turn
didn't
it
know
on.
if that might. Yeah, I was gonna say it'd pull some of those fumes out.
Otherwise, I might get a little high.
Yeah, don't want that.
I really have no idea what I'm doing because I've never done this before, but it's at 1500 RPM right now. I'll go ahead and turn it off, see what it looks like.
I was gonna say, is it?
So,
yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Kind of nifty. So it's a little different than usual, I think, because the grain and the ash kind of changed the direction of some of the paint. Like here, it like got into that grain and then changed it a little bit. But kind of cool. Should we do more or go to the different color?
Well, people are saying it looks cool. They hope you're venting and not huffing and not getting high, so they're right there. So let's just give them a moment to see what people say.
I'm thinking I'll probably cut all this weird stuff in the middle that looks kind of like an iris of an eye. All that'll go away, but I'll be left with mainly the stringy portion.
Yep, people are saying leave it and move on to the next one.
So
Golf to Actual has joined. Says quit while you're ahead.
I can always cut all this off and start again if we don't like it.
So yeah, it looks like everybody's saying jump to the next color. So
the next one's gold. You can see it here. Turn that up a little more.
Rob with Copper Owl Woodturning asked if it was dry. I mean, it's not all fully dry yet, but it will be when you get the last coat on, right? You want to leave it.
Yeah. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with it. You can kind of see
cool.
both of them. So I'll get the heat gun on now and get it a little dry at least before I try to turn away the inside. And I'd say this box pretty much worked to perfection.
Perfect design with some automatic upgrades that we've determined. So
I think maybe if I make it out of clear acrylic and then I can buy put on these strips of tape that I can sell as a separate replacement, thing you got to buy every so often. But I don't know. That way there's a steady income of money.
Tape sales. Chris Dodd says that's great. Bill Ellis says it's great. Bonnie says it has an awesome look.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's obviously fairly easy and straightforward as long as you don't mix some really weird colors.
Vicky says that Jamie says it's awesome.
Glad you like it, Jamie.
Maybe you should have done this with your maracas.
I don't know how it'd
No.
work on a spindle
No,
type
those
thing.
shiny maracas were cool though. I think on a round, a round outside object, it wouldn't work as well as something like
Yeah,
this.
because there wouldn't be any. It would just fly off.
Yeah. Bill says cardboard shortage is next. Everybody's gonna do a big cardboard run to make these spray paint boxes before you patent your idea and
Yeah.
sell it. It's like the chlorine shortage and toilet paper shortage and all that good stuff.
So I'm gonna go ahead and see if it's a little bit dry. Touching the middle. Oh yeah, the middle's nothing's coming off on my fingers. I'll go a little bit longer, just to be safe.
That looks really cool though. I like it.
Yeah, I'll probably finish it with the spray lacquer after I'm fully done. I know I often see people put like decorative grooves on the outside or inside of the rim. I don't think I'm gonna do that until I see how it looks, but I think I'll leave it as is.
Rural Life with the Rasa says that looks pretty neat.
Thank you.
Old Faithful says the gold in the grain looks stunning, sort of galactic. You should
Yeah,
have
with it
thrown
being
some glitter at it.
I was thinking of trying to use like gold embellishing wax in the grain before doing this, but then I guess the paint might not stick to parts of the wax, but who knows?
Yeah, I think having a black background is a good place to start before you do a lot of that stuff though, because it really lets the other colors show through. And I like the fact, like a lot of people are saying, that the grain really helps out too with being able to see everything and
Go to
add
the
to it.
overhead camera. Yeah, it's not gonna show up. I'll get you a better view of it here once I get my new invention out of the way.
Rex B has joined.
See if I can get on the overhead without too much glare. You can kind of see both
Ben
colors
Shaman has
there.
also joined.
So
yeah,
kind of cool.
That looks awesome.
Get that.
Greetings, Rex and Ben. Welcome. Rex says on way for anniversary trip. Found you and Harry.
That's cool. Where are you guys going for your anniversary? I'll get my bull gouge back. Turn the speed down. Now it's just usual hollowing as usual. Oh, that's not how he looked. Let's see how that looks. See?
That's a great spiral.
Yeah.
It's a galactic spiral.
That's one thing I know to do, to be careful of is, don't start out on the rim and let that happen. Otherwise, you gotta start all over. Turn the speed up more.
What are you running, about 800?
Yeah, right now I'm at like just under 1,000.
Okay.
Now I know I drilled the full depth for my worm screw, so I gotta go down at least like 1.25 inches or so.
Rex says they are driving from Tampa to Melbourne, Florida. JP and Company has joined, says good morning.
Welcome,
And please don't forget, if you like what Harry and Hodge do here, please make sure and mash that thumbs up. That puts their information and promotes it through YouTube so that YouTube can share it with other people who can find the channel and help it continue to grow.
I'm just gonna try and decide where I want the bowl to start. I kind of like where it's at now. I think I'll go a little wider. I'm going to use that point tool again to just define it, so that way I try to reduce the skate back chances as much as possible.
Yep. And Rex says he's losing signal, so have a good day because they're driving. So
I think that will be my rim. Okay, that's not on. Now I'll just start taking some passes and hollowing it out.
As you're getting closer to the edge, do you think it's easier to continue cutting it that direction, or would it be smoother to come in from the inside out?
Well, the grain orientation, you'd want to go from the outside in just to get a cleaner cut. If you go from the outside in, you're going against the grain, the side grain, so you'd probably get some tear out.
Okay.
But like I did with that point tool, or you could use a parting tool, you can go in straight with the parting tool and get that shoulder, and then you can rest the bevel on that shoulder so it won't skate back anymore.
Always good information. Kevin Howell has joined from Scotland.
Welcome, Kevin.
He really likes your design.
Now, I was thinking of trying to undercut the rim, but just with since I'm already at an hour almost, I'll just do a plain. Still have plenty of wall thickness.
John Mooney says, greetings from the big truck in a rainy France today. Welcome, John.
No.
It's a rainy day in Kansas too, but I doubt it's the same storm system.
Try to switch to a steeper grind on this bowl gouge to get this corner here, but it seems a little steep still. I'm going to try to do some shear cutting.
Will a bowl scraper help that out?
Yeah, but I just never use scrapers for whatever reason.
Okay.
But I'll
Wayne Hillman has joined from Pennsylvania. Greetings, Wayne.
Take out the rest of this bulk here in the middle and see if I'm far enough to get rid of the worm screw hole.
What's the forecast for you today down there, Hodge?
I don't know. It's probably hot. I'm starting to sweat a little bit.
Vicky says it's 48 in Wyoming. It's the high's going to be around 65 today and rainy off and on for the next 7 to 10 days. So Bonnie said it's 73 in Orlando. Ohio is nice, according to Bill. Rural Life with the Rosses has to get going. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for joining.
Ben asked how the shop's coming. The shop's coming along. I actually took last night off because I was been burning the candle at both ends. Got to get my video edited up for Sunday. But hoping to get the dust collector installed today and then get the rest of the electrical done in the near future. JPN Company is asking, is that a half-inch U-flute Thompson bowl gouge?
It's a V. It's the Jimmy Clues series V-shaped bowl gouge. But yeah, it's half-inch. A little bit more to go here.
Is that a 1.5-inch scraper?
Yeah, looks about like that. It's a Henry Taylor. I ground the negative rake section on it.
Cool. I have my I have some new bowl scrapers that I got and then have turned literally one thing in the past 3 weeks because I've been building the shop. So I turned a pin on a special order from a client who needed it. So I'm itching to get back to the lathe.
Get the dust collector back in position. And then we can finish this thing off. I think I don't know. Maybe I'll turn the foot off during the live. Maybe not. It's the same as always. I don't think anyone else is going live like at the moment after me that I'm aware of.
I didn't know if you had a
yeah.
your wood club meeting or not.
Yeah, but I know it's Rudy Lopez is the one that's doing the demo, but he's gonna have it recorded for like a few weeks afterwards. So.
Vicky has a question. Can one just use the big scraper to turn a whole piece?
Yeah, it's doable, but I mean, it just would take a lot longer. That's how I think they used to turn back in like the early turning days before bowl gouges were invented.
I was going to say it would just take a long time. Golf to Actual asks where Harry is. I think he's up on the shelf behind the camera.
Yeah.
There he is.
I want to be careful not to, get the sandpaper on the painted area.
Rob says you'd have to sharpen a lot. Yeah, you definitely would, because that would take a lot of tear. Doug Miller says that scraper can cause a lot of tear out as well.
I think that's pretty good. There's a little tear out here.
Vicky says thanks for the info. No problem, Vicky. I mean, we're all learning. Jennifer with Jennifer's Crafting Creations has joined. Says hi, Robert, Harry, Daniel, and everyone else. Welcome.
Welcome, Jennifer. Adjust that camera a little bit.
Ben says the sander looks nice and ergonomic. Shame they don't have them there. I would think you'd have something somewhat similar, or just a 55-degree sander, or something like that would be pretty close. Bill asks if you posted Harry's bail, or did he serve his time?
Yeah, I don't know what went on behind closed doors, but somehow he got out of it. I guess he's kind of a smooth talker.
He's a smooth criminal.
Yeah.
Misfit74, 7 a.m. on Saturday. I'm watching a wood turning video. Hey, Robert, Mr. Fan. Welcome, Misfit74.
Welcome, Alan. Based on your Instagram, it seems like all you're doing is turning with all the posts you're making. All right. On to the last grit, the grit, and then I'll do some sanding sealer.
Wayne, this is a piece of ash. Yeah, if it's 7 a.m., Alan's out on the West Coast somewhere.
I know he recently got a Laguna 2436 lathe.
Nice, congratulations.
Put the sanding sealer on. Blow more of this dust off of the rim area.
You get a little bit of chatoince on the inside of the bowl, too. Gerard has to leave. He'll finish watching it later.
See you later, Gerard.
Thanks for swinging by.
Use the heat gun again.
Wayne says it looks like SYP.
Oh, Sycamore? No.
I'm not sure what SYP is.
It's definitely ash. I bought it from the local lumber mill that sells, stuff for cabinets and everything else, and it's like in their little They have a little turning section / offcut area. I think I paid like $4 for it because it's like based off
Nice.
board foots, and it was like 1.5 board feet. All right, go back to the sanding paste. If you want to sing the song, Daniel, go right ahead.
No, I'm good.
It'll have to be improv, I guess, since there is no song that I'm aware of.
I play a mean radio, but I don't know that I could carry a tune if it had handles. Southern Yellow Pine is what it was.
Actually, that's what my local club demo is today, is turning a square bowl from construction grade pine. So it's definitely
Vicky
something
asks,
able to be tried.
did I hear Robert sing Annie's Got a Gun?
No, definitely not. Switch to a clean bit of cloth. Seems good.
Yeah, I like to see that we can see the chatoyance on the inside too.
And then use the polishing restoration paste. And like I said, I mean, I didn't put anything on top of this polishing paste on the outside, but once it's all done, I'll probably just finish the inside and outside with spray lacquer just to give the paint a bit of protection. Yeah, I know how that is, JPN. I got a back fence that needs repaired, and I don't really want to spend like 3 times the price on a cedar plank of fence. Usually it's like $1.20 or something. Now it's like 3 something, I think.
I was starting to do my shop build, and I was looking, and OBS or OSB is $38 a sheet.
Yeah,
It's just
I went to Home
stupid.
Depot for something, and then I saw like just regular 2x4 studs are like $7, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, they're between $7 and $10 a piece. So, Alan wants to know if those are 4-inch chuck jaws you're using.
No, I got the Laguna, the Nova Supernova chuck on. It's only, whatever the standard dovetail jaws are. I had a little bit of
the little ones.
Had a little bit of goo on the paint area, but that seems to be coming off. There's a little, the edge isn't completely clean, I guess. I'll take it off the chuck and show y'all.
Daniel Charles is in, and he asks, certainly looks cool. Is the wide rim for aesthetics, or does it have a function otherwise?
Just aesthetics. So here we go. You can see, you can kind of see bits of the paint that had came off, I guess, during all the sanding, but not too bad. But I think I'll call it there. I don't really want to turn off the tenon, so I just do it the same way I always do with a jam chuck, and then turn this bit off, make a little foot. There's still some wall thickness, so I'd probably make it a little concave, but I think that's...
It looks awesome.
There's a little bit of texture. You can feel the raised paint bits, so that's pretty cool.
And then you'll put a spray lacquer over the whole thing?
Yeah, I'll just do spray lacquer on the whole thing. There's the bottom.
People are giving a lot of thumbs up. Alan says, love it, love the ash grain contrasting paint on the rim. Everybody's liking it. Make sure and mash that thumbs up, people. Make sure and show that support for Harry and Hodge.
But thank you guys for watching. I apologize for the audio issues. I have to like test that out every time now from now on or something. But
I'll put on our to-do list whenever we start is like, check the mics
turn the lathe
and all that
on,
other
make
good
sure
stuff.
it's good. But I guess
Right.
you hear it through Skype, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
But I also have to double check on my computer that everything is disabled except for my headset. But thank you guys all for joining. I'll put up a post on my community thing with the poll for whatever I'll be doing next week. A little bit of news though, with this being the third Saturday of the month, and my local woodturning club is going to start meeting in person again, so I might not do lives on the third Saturday of every month, just to let you guys know. But thank you guys for joining. I'll see you again next week. See y'all later.